In the last episode, we saw the Florida Panthers make the playoffs for the fourth year in a row. Things are looking pretty good for us off the back of a 45-win season, although 9 overtime losses are the reason as to why we have home ice advantage. And I say things are looking good for us because while the numbers for the team looked a little bit rough, it was after that look around the league where we saw that scoring was just down in general that I have a little bit more confidence now. And really, when you think about it, this team is built for the playoffs. Now, this is the way we are going to have the team set up to start. It's pretty much the way we've run it all year. The only difference is that the third line is now made up of two-ways, the fourth line made up of grinders. And as is tradition, when I start to record, the dog must then decide to wrestle the blankets and have the collar go crazy, because that's just what you do lately, isn't it, Em? That's just what you do. We're going to keep going with this, though. So I'm intrigued to see if this helps the scoring at all, because obviously in the past couple of years, like Noel Acciari on the fourth line has been a tremendous goal scorer. Hopefully someone like Logan Hutsko can still put up goals as he did. And by the way, I have heard about 5 different pronunciations for Mr. Howrluck, whatever. You know who I'm talking about? I genuinely couldn't care less if I get his name wrong at this point. As long as you know who I'm talking about. I could call him Tom Clancy. As long as you know I'm talking about Jace Howrluck, then I'm going to call him Tom Clancy from now on. Or not. Maybe I'll call him Jim. Or Chrysanthemum. As long as you know who I'm talking about, it doesn't matter. Defensively, I still think we're looking okay. We'll see if the Sergachev-Ekblad or Sergachev-Yandel pairing can work out. Ekblad, of course, on the second pairing with Matheson, Carpenter, and Gilden. We'll see how that works out for us. Goaltending-wise, though, as per usual, is the big question. Connor Ingram and Jeremy Swayman are going to be tasked to somehow get this team over the line, which, works out well for other teams, but Sergei Bobrovsky, you can just sit there and get paid. I'm done with you. And again, yes, if I really wanted to, I could have found a way to trade Bobrovsky. I kind of don't want to. I've already talked about that. We're just going to deal with the fact that that contract in real life is immovable if he were to actually play as poorly as he is, which, I mean, he hasn't had a great season for the real-life Panthers, so perhaps it's not all that surprising. Let's take a look at the Detroit Red Wings. Let's see what we are up against here in the first round. Goodness gracious, that is gonna be a problem. 90 overall, Philip Zadina, Dylan Larkin, and Lucas Raymond, who was the number 2 overall pick in 2020. Second line of Anthony Mantha, Robbie Fabry, and Mikhail Tiemander, who was the number 1 overall pick the next year. Shows you how bad Detroit was for a bit. Third line, Tyler Bertuzzi, Joe Veleno, and Evgeny Svechnikov, which is a great third line. Fourth line of David Krejci, Tyler Johnson, and Brendan Perlini. Yeah, that's an issue. That's a ridiculously well-balanced offense. Defensively, they don't have a legitimate number 1, but Cholowski and Roenick is solid. Chris Tanev and Marcus Nudivara, not too bad. Brad Hunt and Madison Bowie. It's decent. It's not amazing. Goaltending-wise, Tuukka Rask and Keith Petruzzelli. Tuukka Rask stands in our way. Taro Hirose, Michael Rasmussen, and Derek Forbort are the healthy scratches. So taking a look at the team, and now getting a look at the overall ratings, I don't know. This might dictate whether or not we should feel confident. 99 offense for the Wings. We have the advantage in defense, and in goal, they have the edge. This is not an easy first-round matchup by any stretch, which isn't surprising. We barely snuck away with home ice as Detroit just kind of choked at the beginning, or at the end of the season, I should say. And that sets the stage for the beginning of this series. Our team's set. We know what we're up against. It's tough competition. We have seen a little bit of everything from the Panthers in this series thus far. What will this playoff run bring? Especially with so many questions in goal until next season when Spencer Knight takes over. Here we go. First period of Game 1, and it's 1 goal apiece. Sasha Barkov scored a minute and 20 seconds in. Teamander's able to get the goal on Ingram, who gets the start. 13 shots, 12 in their favor. Tied at 1 on the board. 2 shots scored from terrible spots, including one from the Rask spot. If you remember what series that's from, then I love you. Second period. we have the lead. Sasha Barkov again on the power play. Brett Connolly on the fourth line chipping in. The advantage in shots. The advantage on the board. Sasha Barkov having himself a game again. Regular season point total-wise, he was okay. For someone of his caliber, it was disappointing. The goal scoring disappeared. He has 2 goals in 40 minutes thus far. Tremendous stuff from our captain. As we see what happens here down the stretch, Ronnick's able to get a goal. All right. Only up by 1 here. A little bit nervous. Another goal would be great. Denisenko, Owen Tippett, any of our big names showing up right now, that would be pretty sweet. We might not need it. Denisenko, there you go. Ask and you shall receive. 4-2 is your final score. Winning goal goes to Brett Connolly. Denisenko with the insurance down the stretch. 39-32 in shots, 4-2 on the board, and we defend home ice successfully. Sasha Barkov, great game. Connor Ingram with a great game. A 937 wasn't that often in the past 3 seasons that we managed to see Sergei Bobrovsky with numbers that high. So that is a phenomenal start when the goaltending was hardly a guarantee. Max Gilden, the only player that was a minus tonight. 1941 in terms of ice time. But regardless, we walk away with a win as Aaron Ekblad goes down to injury. That's a problem. That's a pretty big problem. I don't trust Austin Strand. I can't, just based off of how poorly he played. So I think we need to make some changes here. First and foremost, Lafferty's going to be sent down. We're never going to use him again. Strand will be sent down. We need a 2-way. This could be Riley Stillman's chance, because I want to keep those 2 younger guys available down in the minors. So it's going to be Riley Stillman's opportunity. He'll end up being on the second pairing, most likely. We're going to have to do those go best lines and change all of this around, which hopefully won't take all that long. Do this and then do this. Perfect. Then defensively, we're going to drop Carpenter, and we'll have Stillman on the second pairing with Matheson. Then goaltending-wise, obviously Bob will be out. Ingram might as well get the start again after what he did. Obviously, it's a weird situation. We're just going to go best lines with the T-Birds and see what happens with them, and hopefully they're able to find postseason success. So when we go to Game 2, we are without Ekblad, but hopefully the offense shows up here yet again. That would be nice. Who knows what the goaltending is going to bring, though. Let's do this. First period of Game 2, and Detroit strikes quick and early and efficiently. Tyler Johnson, Dylan Larkin on the power play, Tyler Bertuzzi on the power play. Benny Trocheck gets a goal back late, 14 shots to 12, 3-1 for the Wings. 2 power play goals, so you can kind of forgive Ingram, but still not great. Second period, it gets worse. Tuukka Rask gives up another goal. Power play goal from Denisenko, but from there, Larkin with 2 more goals to complete the hat trick. Both of them scored on Swayman. We are down by 3 heading into the third period. And what has been, unfortunately, a pretty brutal goaltending and I guess just overall in general, a defensive display. As there is under 10 minutes left, Sasha Barkov scores again. 2-goal game with under 6 to go. Can we fight back? Johnson ends it. 6-3 is your final score. A very, very disappointing game as the Wings are able to get a split on the road. Not what we were hoping for. Brutal game for Carpenter and Gilden. A lot of minus players, which isn't shocking. And then, Ingram gave up 2 goals on 5 shots and got pulled. Swayman didn't do well from there either. Horrific. Whew, who the hell starts Game 3? That is a legitimate question. Who starts Game 3? I genuinely don't know the answer. Sasha Barkov doing well. 3 goals in 2 games. The T-Birds finish atop their conference as they continue to dominate. Oh, boy. I can't believe I'm doing this. Sergei Bobrovsky, you get a chance. Had Swayman played better, I would have thought about it. Bob's going to get the opportunity. Sergei Bobrovsky will be in goal for Game 3 in Detroit. Let's see what happens as we are desperate for one of these 3 goaltenders to step up. Again, knowing, though, that it's Spencer Knight's goal next year, we'll see what happens. First period, 1-goal split. Dylan Larkin scores again. He has been unreal. He gets one on the power play. Mikhail Sergachev able to get us back into it, though. We had the edge in shots, and we are tied at 1. So we go through the second period. Detroit regains the lead. Another power play goal. Our PK has been abysmal. Anthony Mantha scores. Still a big edge in shots, but trailing by 1 as we begin the third period. Power play for ourselves. That goes to waste. Right now, only 1 goal against an aging Tuukka Rask is incredibly frustrating. Johnson scores. Mantha scores. Lucas Raymond scores. It's over. We started to come back. Hutsko and Huberdeau, but 5-3 is your final. I don't know who starts game 4. I mean, the bottom line is, though, we're giving up a ton of goals, and a lot of them have been on the power play for the Wings. Our penalty kill just not where you'd want to see it. Perhaps that is because of the injury to Aaron Ekblad, who was not 100%. Sergei Bobrovsky, you are out of here. Jeremy Swayman is going to start game 4. And again, no Aaron Ekblad. The PK is Achari Hauerlich, Trocheck, and Connolly. I'm going to keep it that way. Yeah, I mean, it should, in theory, be fine. So, Jeremy Swayman, what can you do? It's game 4. We're down 2-1 in this series. Very disappointing fashion. Hopefully we can get a better offensive performance here from some of our top guys. Someone like Jonathan Huberdeau, Owen Tippett, a bit too quiet for my liking. First period, and we do have a 2-1 lead. Heponiemi scores. Krejci's able to tie it. Logan Hutsko scores again. About even in shots. Not even on the board, though. A 1-goal advantage, or a numeric improvement of 1 in both of those values. Second period, we maintain. So 21 shots to 17. 2-1 on the board as we go through the third period here. Big opportunity for us to get back into the series or give up another power play goal. This one to Bertuzzi. Noel Acciari, though, scores on his former teammate in Boston to restore the lead. Under 10 minutes remaining in regulation. We're up 3-2. Make it 4. Keith Yandel with his first goal this postseason. And barring a brutal collapse, this series is tied at 2 wins apiece. Both teams taking a game on the road for the first 4 games. Great effort from Acciari. Yandel was strong. Jeremy Swayman with an impressive performance. Whether or not he's able to follow that up with anything good in game 5, I mean, Connor Ingram wasn't able to do so. I mean, time will tell, but obviously the hope is that we see a decent performance. That would be great. Yandel and Acciari, the only 2 players with 2 points. Tippett, Borgstrom, Denisenko, not good. Unfortunately, just not good enough. All right, now we have a split. Carson Kuhlman is hurt. Down in the AHL, we'll just go best lines. And hopefully for us here before game 5, Aaron Ekblad's good to go. And he is. So let's get Ekblad back in the lineup. Yandel now leading this team in points. Let's see what we can do here. I'm going to go best lines again, to be honest. We'll just do that. As big of a pain in the ass as this is to set up, especially because friggin' menu lag makes it so, God forbid you try to do this with any sort of speed. The menus cannot handle it. So yeah, Riley Stillman needs to take a seat for one Max Gilden. And we should be okay. So as far as who gets the start in Game 5, it's got to be Swayman off of that performance. Let's see what the former Bruins prospect can do as we get Game 5 underway. Huge game that we desperately need to win. We need some of our top players to show up here desperately. Let's see what happens. Wow, Springfield gets bounced in the first round. That's crazy. We'll pay attention to that in a moment, but let's do this now. Focus on this first period of Game 5. Detroit with the early lead. Larkin scores again. 15 shots to 9, yet we trail. Second period, scoreless. We go to the third. 22 shots, still without a goal. Can anybody break through and get one past Rask? Madison Bowie makes it 2. And we are in trouble. Power play goes to waste. We are screwed. We're going to get shut out by Tuukka Rask and the Detroit Red Wings. That is exactly what's about to happen. There it is. There it is. Seen it happen time and time again, and I can't say I'm surprised. 31 saves from Rask. Swayman was fine. The offense, though, non-existent. Or perhaps not non-existent. There were shots, but that's just not good enough. Not good enough whatsoever. And we have to win 2 straight, or we are going to get bounced. As, again, Springfield managed to get swept by Bridgeport despite finishing first in their conference. So, yeah, you want to talk about a playoff choke. We've already seen one. Huberdeau with the 1 goal. Wow, Henrik Borgstrom. Jesus, buddy. Jesus. Dryden Hunt, 1 point. Brutal. Absolutely brutal. This has not been good enough. Now Hunt can play center. We're going to put him on the 4th line. Trocheck on that top unit. And we're going to go Borgstrom, Achari, Hutsko, Connolly, Hunt, Howerlick, whatever. Tippett, Trocheck, Denisenko. Defensively. Let's do something like that just to make some changes because, let's be honest, they are desperately needed. We need something to go our way. We know Swayman's starting. Let's see what happens. The season's on the line. We already know goaltending-wise, Spencer Knight's the guy. Defensively, this might be Yandel's last year here, especially with the prospects that we have. And offensively, we know Brett Connolly's going. There's a chance some other players are on the way out as well, especially if this does not go our way. Game 6, a must-win situation. Let's see what happens. First period, and an early 2-1 lead. Ekblad and Hutsko with the goals. Bertuzzi able to get one back, but 2 goals in under a minute. Sets the stage here. 12 shots apiece. We are up by 1. Second period. There we go. We're not dead yet. 2 goals from Brett Connolly. Denisenko adds one as well. 5-1. Make it 6. Petroselli gives up a goal, and we'll just quick sim it. Larkin gets one back. Ekblad and Huberdeau unanswered. 3 goals on Petroselli in that third period. An 8-2 final score as the offense shows up. 40 shots to 27. A dominant victory pretty much from the get-go, but we really took over in that second period. Brett Connolly's not done yet being a Florida Panther. 2 goals for Ekblad, 2 for Denisenko, and for Connolly as well. Tremendous stuff all around. Aaron Ekblad was phenomenal on that top pairing, scored on both of the shots that he took. Great stuff, and not credited perhaps enough, Jeremy Swayman. Another strong effort with that .926 save percentage. Gave us a chance to win. The offense delivered. And now, here we are. Game 7. What other way would it possibly go? We're obviously going to leave the team as is. The team that managed to get us that win. How Connolly was a +4, but Howerlick didn't have anything going for him, I have no idea. Sure. Swayman, the .916, it's not phenomenal. But it's better than the alternatives, the other options that we have. Let's do this. Game 7. This team, obviously good enough to make it out of the first round. The question is whether or not they will. First period, 1 goal apiece. Denisenko and Lucas Raymond, the slight edge in shots to the wings. Second period, Detroit has the lead. Dylan Larkin, who else, on the power play. 19 shots to 16. We go to the third. The season on the line. We chased Rask in Game 6. Only 1 goal to this point. Still under 20 shots. The offense needs to wake up. Barkov, Huberdeau, Tippett, Borgstrom, Heponiemi, or Anthony Mantha can make it 3-1. And Denisenko gets it right back. But we're in trouble here. Under 5 minutes, we need a goal. Please, yes, Noel Acciari. Are we going to win this in regulation? We're going to overtime. Let's do this. Game 7. Overtime against the Red Wings. Here we go. Here we go. Now, in fairness, you know what? Let's just figure it out. The last time I jumped in and simmed games, icings were off, offsides were off, hit detection was way up. So there's a chance that this is going to be a little bit wild, a little bit crazy. I hope it ultimately is. And if not, we'll still see how this goes down. A huge goal from Noel Acciari sends us to OT. Let's see what happens. I'm not going to change the camera. I just want to see how this goes down. Who is moving on to the second round? That is the question. Will this team fall short in the first round yet again? Tana to the point. Cholowski's shot doesn't get through. Mantha recovers. Big save on the backhand by Swayman. Puck loose. Mantha still fighting for it. Ends up over the line. Larkin. Now Tanev over the blue line. Back to the point. Huberdeau has it. Finds Heponiemi. Can he make the turn? He dishes it way back to Ekblad. Now back up to Barkov. Quick passing here from the Cats. Huberdeau can't bury a prime chance. Has another one. Save by Rask. Jonathan Huberdeau nearly ended it. And definitely should have. Chance here. Just past the glove of Swayman. Puck will be corralled by Grigory Denisenko. Now Yandel to Heponiemi. Denisenko finds Vinny Trocheck. Can't get the shot off. Rask has it. Puck still loose. Recovered by the Cats. Heponiemi down low. Denisenko. Now Carpenter. Chance here. Shot blocked. Puck still loose. Fabry battling for it. Rask pokes it away. Detroit recovers possession. Here's Lucas Raymond. Able to drop it back for Fabry. He's offside. Be able to gain possession here. Can we get it going? Brutal turnover. Fabry to Raymond. Save by Swayman. An absolutely horrific turnover. But Swayman was there. Borgstrom, Acciari, and Hutsko are out. Fresh line, and Acciari wins the draw. Hutsko. Now to Borgstrom, demoted from that second line. We could use a big moment from him. Borgstrom shot. Glove save, Rask. Hutsko for Acciari. He buries it. No, Acciari snipes one past Rask. He ties it in regulation at the death. And he wins it in overtime. Nearly avoided re-signing him, thinking it was too much for a fourth liner. Noel Acciari might have a job here for life. Unbelievable clutch performance, clutch factor for Acciari. Apparently Huberdeau's the captain right now. Or is that supposed to be Barkov? That was Huberdeau's face. That's kind of weird. Doesn't matter. Noel Acciari's the new captain. Jeremy Swayman is able to get it done. He's at least able to get us some solid goaltending. And ultimately, that's all we needed. It took 7. But we make it past Detroit thanks to this shot from Noel Acciari, beating his former teammate Tuukka Rask. We are on to round 2. Unbelievable effort and performance from Noel Acciari. And the Cats move on. We survive Detroit in 7 games. Not the most impressive performance in the world. But a win is a win is a win is a win. And I'll take it. Heponiemi, point per game. Pretty damn good. Barkov, pretty damn good. Huberdeau, solid. Owen Tippett, where's the goal scoring, buddy? Where is it? Trocheck, solid. Denisenko, phenomenal. Henrik Borgstrom picked it up once we made the line changes, so hopefully that's a sign of things to come. Acciari was great. Hutsko was solid. Connolly was solid. Dryden Hunt, a bit meh. And good old Tom Petty, also doing okay, but not really okay. Ekblad, tremendous. Yandel, tremendous. Carpenter, not so much. Sergachev, Matheson, solid. Max Gilden, okay. And then goaltending-wise, Jeremy Swayman. A .911 save percentage. If we look back at the history of Sergei Bobrovsky in the playoffs over the past 4 years, only once did he have over a .900 save percentage. And it's because he had 2 shutouts. So, yeah. I don't know if that speaks more to the problems with Bob, or that Swayman was actually decent, but regardless, we are moving on. Thank God. Springfield choked. The Panthers do not, and as a result, we get a date with another team that pulled off an upset. In the first round, we still have home ice advantage. We're going to be taking on the New Jersey Devils, who were somehow able to beat the dynamo known as the Buffalo Sabres. Did they just do us a huge favor, or are we running into a buzzsaw that's destined to go on a run? We shall find out. Thank you all for watching. Greatly appreciated. You know the deal. Drop a like. Check out everything in the description. A shout out to my patrons over on Patreon. There'll be a new episode up tomorrow, by the way, on the Patreon for Tier 3 subs. I will see you guys tomorrow. Until then, have a good one. Take it easy, and goodbye.